In November 2014, Li Yuxiao, research fellow at the Chinese Academy of Cyberspace, said, "Now is the time for China to become aware of their responsibilities. If EU is willing to abandon its handling of the sphere of Internet, the question of who will take command and how it will handle rises," according to the state newspaper China Daily. "First we have to set our goal in cyberspace, and then think about what strategy to take, before moving to polish our laws," he said. Li's comments were in response to the news, also in 2014, that the United States would leave control of the Internet being undertaken by the federal government, to terminate the contract between the Department of Commerce and ICANN, its acronym in English, which is scheduled for October 1, 2016. In the 2 years since Li gave his speech at the World Internet Conference, which had the slogan "An interconnected world, shared and governed by all," the Chinese government has gained ground in its goal of governing the global Internet. The 3-day conference in Wuhan gathered more than 1,000 Internet companies over 100 countries and regions worldwide. Li is currently Secretary General of the Association of Cybersecurity China, led by Fang Bengxing, the creator of the Great Firewall of China. This Great Firewall monitors the Internet censorship in China. Although the association uses the facade of cybersecurity, their specific task is to implement the restrictions imposed by the Chinese government on the Internet. China is also at the helm of the International Telecommunication Union, an agency of the United Nations drives control of the global Internet. And the Chinese authorities established a set of laws to regulate every facet of the Internet, and have already begun trying to implement them in the United States. EU and other companies operating in China. The Chinese government also began to integrate major the United States technology firms including Microsoft, Intel, Cisco and IBM in its Technology Committee 260. According to the Wall Street Journal, this committee has the task of assisting the Chinese authorities to BOSITAR rules issues such as encryption, big data and cybersecurity, and determine which technologies should be safe and controllable under Chinese rule. The Chinese government created the requirement that all major infrastructure and information systems have to be safe and controllable, as part of the national security law, which covers all areas, from culture, politics and military space, to economy, environment and technology. Shortly after the approval, on July 1, 2015, the Foundation for Information Technology and Innovation explained the requirement as part of a strategic effort pointing to eventually replace foreign technology companies both in China and in the markets around the world. Although the Chinese government began to use the cybersecurity to mask their goals, officials of the Chinese Communist Party CCP and its state media were quite sincere on their intentions at the World Internet Conference 2014. The state-run China Daily reported at the time that the experts said that China is using the platform to sell its strategy and rules the world, a mission that most superpotents of the world with the largest number of Internet users considered important and urgent. Prime Minister Li Keqiang said in remarks summarized by China Daily, China is considering setting up its own rules in cyberspace, and that the CCP wants to create a code general rules for the Internet. China Daily then quoted Shen Yi, assistant professor specializing in cybersecurity Fudan University, who said more directly that China now has the ability to establish international rules to cyberspace, and to use our strategy and our rules to influence the world.